Good evening, good evening, good evening. Junkyard Amish. Hopefully everybody had a productive day today. Uh,
Function.
huh?
That's such a productive day. I could.
Game function. You got some shite done today? Well, grandson helped me. He put away some of the stuff that was in the car for me. Got that partially emptied. All the trays and some of the small toolboxes was out. Reproductive, yeah. Took him to go cash his check. Went to the same bank and had them switch out my uh, debit card because it doesn't work. The chip was bad, so they got me a new one. Dale. Then we took him to work, and then Kathy and we went to the new Chinese buffet in town. It was actually a pretty good meal. We had that for lunch. And I had to go to Morenci and pick up my son because he was in Cement City, but they finished there and then went down to Morenci, so I had to pick him up in Morenci. Skata. On the way home, I got pulled over for speeding. You know, silly little speed limit signs. 67 and a 55. I seen him turn around, and when he got behind me with the lights on, I pulled over into a parking lot. He got up behind me and come over and said, "How you doing?" I said, "Great. And how are you doing?" Join the crowd. You got pulled over too? Yeah. No.
If you would have only got more than a warning, you wouldn't have had a laughing.
Yeah. All he gave me was a warning. Said you were doing 67 and a 55. I said, well, I got these orthopedic shoes on. I can't feel the gas pedal, and I wasn't realizing I was going that fast.
And then what did he say?
He said, just watch your speed. I said, thank you. Have a blessed day, officer. You too. A few weeks ago, coming off the turnpike, you got one? Yeah, you got pulled over? Yeah. Oh. You took cans back to Myers? Well, we had partial leftovers tonight for dinner. I warmed up all the stuff for tacos, and then I bought stir fry sirloin, and I cut that all into bite-sized pieces and fried that with some Ortega taco seasoning and salt, pepper, and garlic powder and onion, minced onion and stuff. And then we had that along with the ground beef for tacos. I wasn't looking at that. I was going too fast. They want to scare me.
Tell him I'm coming back. I'm just fixing my plate.
Cornbread, she said she'll call you right back. She's fixing her plate. She had to go babysit grandkids while they went to parent-teacher conferences.
After I ran and paid bills.
And pay bills. Yeah. Arizona, how are you doing? Nice to see you. We had an unpleasant surprise today. we're doing stuff so we can get this house all straightened out and surround. And there was a lien on the house for $30. So from the city. So Kathy went down there to pay it, and we didn't know there was a lien on it until today when I was looking at the contract and stuff, and there was a lien on the property for $30 from the city. So I had to go down there. She went down there to find out what it was and pay it. It wasn't us. The guy we bought the house from, when he roofed the house for like 4 or 5 months, he left the shingles laying in the yard. Never cleaned them up. Finally, they gave him a ticket and ordered him to clean it up. Well, he cleaned it up, but he never paid the ticket. And yeah. So I had to go down there, and she had to pay a $30 ticket for him so we could get this stuff straightened out. Huh. Well, he didn't even ask for my insurance either. He just registration. I showed it to him and my license, and he just said, "Let me go run your license, make sure you're good." And I said, "Go ahead." Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah. So had to get that paid, had to get a receipt, had that. Then we went to the one bank in town and had them send it to the bank that we're dealing with. So made sure that, he got it. It's been one big mess. It is. Throw it out. There you go. It's been a big mess. We bought this house on a land contract. And we paid this house off a year ago, last May. And we've been dealing with this guy for over a year now. I'm trying to get a title. Then back in December, he called me up and said, "Hey, I'm not paying any more house payments on this." I said, "What do you mean you're not paying any more house payments on it?" He said, "I can't afford to pay them being you're not paying me." I said, "We're paid off." Well, long story short, he hadn't made a payment since January, so I had to start making them. And we've been in the process of dealing with the bank and everything else, trying to get this out of his name into my name and paying off the rest of his loan. So it's been one big hassle. That's funny. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Uh, after tomorrow, we would have paid $3,400 in extra cost. I told Kath, I just, come to Pennsylvania. There you go. Yeah, I donate to them when they call. Yeah. We're going to take them to small claims court. In Michigan, you can get $7,500. We were talking about getting a lawyer, but a lawyer wants $10,000 to get me basically, it's going to be around $30,000 that he's going to owe me. And if he doesn't have it, I'm going to be out $10,000 plus the $30,000 he's never going to give me. So I'm better off to go get, a small claims court, get a judgment for $7,500 and slap a lien on something that he owns. And that way I'll maybe never get my money, but he won't be able to get rid of it either. Call a wolf pack. There you go. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. We all went to the bank. All three of us. Kathy, I, and him. And the banker just shook his head. Couldn't believe that this guy had done us this way and didn't feel a bit sorry. Yeah, Judge Judy take care of you. You're right. Yes, Kathy. She went into the bank the other day to give him some paperwork, and he said, man, I am so sorry for you guys. I can't believe this guy did it. I can't believe this guy's doing this to you, and he has no problem with it. No. And we've known this guy for 30 years, He basically paid the bare minimum on the house. There was a bunch of taxes that didn't get paid on it, and he didn't pay any extra. All he paid was the bare minimum, and that's what all this money is going for, is to pay these back taxes that the bank had been paying, and he didn't pay. I know the government does it too. You're right. Yeah, they will. He wasn't a good friend or anything. We just known him. He used to deliver oxygen to my mother-in-law, Kathy's mom. He worked for a pharmacy, and he delivered oxygen, checked her oxygen levels, and worked on her tanks and stuff like that. And he was telling Kathy one day, he said, hey, I got a house for sale if you guys are interested. So we come over and looked at it. We liked it, so we bought it. The worst of it is we had to pay $600 for an appraisal because they wanted to make sure the house was worth the $20,000 that they were going to loan me to pay it off with. Okay. I said, gee, I hope it's worth the $20,000, being to just put a $23,000 roof on the house. I hope it's worth that. Well, tomorrow we will, 4 o'clock. Yeah, the mob don't screw with families. Yeah. That's one good thing about the mob. They don't go after the family members. You're right. I know we got to rebuild Iran, and that's something they started by chanting "Death to America," you know, and try to build another nuclear bomb or try to make a nuclear bomb. We go in there and wipe it out, and then we go back and rebuild it. I bought $45 worth of gas today at $3.93 or $3.89 a gallon. Yeah, the city council needs me. You're right. Well, you know, if they would have just used nuclear bombs to bomb Iran, we'd have had a glass parking lot. So that's been Kathy and I's world for the last 18, 19, 20 months. We talked to the lawyer. First time we talked to the lawyer, he said, "Yeah, you guys got a winner here. The only thing is, excuse me. The only thing is, with the case you got, it'll be 18 months before you get into the court." That's how far back they are. You're right. Can't squeeze blood from a turnip. There you go. Ended up being pretty nice today. Got up to 57 degrees. I can do that too, but there you go. Hey, wait, let me get my binoculars. Yeah. Well, that's what, 18 months ago, yeah. Everything was paid before then. We was happy. And then we kept asking for, the clear deed. Sometimes he wouldn't answer my phone call. I tried for like 4 months to call him. He wouldn't answer the phone. Finally, he called me back. Said, "Yeah, what'd you need?" I said, "I'd like to get the title of this place, the deed." "Well, I'm working on it." Yeah, they applaud and laugh. Yeah. No. Uh, Charges dropped too. Yeah, that's what it's gonna be. She's yelling at the cat. "Spirit, honey, get in here before you get your ass kicked. Come on, girl." No. Oh, I guess the bank called him, or the title company actually called the guy and said, "Hey, you need to come in and sign this paperwork, and you need to bring this with you." I don't know what he had to pay something. I don't know what it. I know he didn't have to pay what I had to pay. No. Or Kathy and I, excuse me, Kathy and I had to pay. That's right. Go in there early. That way you can sit in line and wait. Did they pass? Damn. They passed the safe act yet? I bet they are. I bet U-Haul business is booming in New York City. Well, of course Rand Paul did. He's a commie little bastard. Well, it passed in the House. They ought to put it on a national vote for term limits. You can't let somebody that governs themselves govern themselves, if you know what I mean. Spread, honey! Come here, pumpkin! Better get in here before you get your ass kicked. Come here, girl! Come on! Spread, come see Papa! Come on, girly girl! She's in there screwing with Kathy. That cat loves Kathy. She goes wherever Kathy goes, she goes with her. Kathy walks out of the living room into the dining room. She'll walk in there. Kathy will walk back into the living room. She'll walk back in the living room. She'll come out here to the kitchen. She'll follow her out here. Kathy can walk out of the living room, come to the kitchen, turn around, and walk back, and the cat will follow her all the way back again. That cat needs to pay rent. You're right. She eats better than we do. Yeah, yeah. I remember that happening too. Him and Rand Paul got into it with one of them at that meeting. Rand Paul called him a liar or something like that. That's right. The cat is a new dog. That's right. I bet that was good TV. Yeah. That's right. Ain't nothing like a good fight. Fight, 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 fight. Evening, Rosanna, Rosanna, Dana, Rosanna, Dana, Anna, Rosanna, Dana, Anna. Nice to see you. You're looking lovely as ever, Rosanna. That's right. Do some rake fights. Huh. I know you can't trust anybody these days. Well, some people you can. You can trust me. I'm like a car salesman. You can trust me. That was my uncle's moniker. He was a car salesman. And he had a picture of him holding his hands out like this. You know, he said, "Trust me, Jim Katie." Yeah, sure. Yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah. He always give my mom and dad good deals on cars. He'd get in a nice used car. You know, he'd call my mom and dad up and say, "Hey, I got, my mom and dad bought a 70, this was back in 77 or 78, bought a 74 Buick LeSabre 4-door, 31,000 miles on it. Look, showroom new." He called my mom and dad up and asked them if they were interested to come look at it. And they went up there to look at it. They said, "How much?" He said, "I can sell it to you for the low, low price of $500 if you want it." He said, "The car is practically brand new." Well, my mom and dad, they did buy it. My dad put a trailer hitch, Reese hitch underneath it so they could pull their camper with it. And I don't know, 3 or 4 months after they bought it, the trailer up by Rome Center, and something happened. I don't know how it caught on fire, but the car caught on fire, and it burnt from the bumper to the bumper, engulfed it. My mom and dad got out, got the car unhooked from the trailer, and the car was a total loss. But it was full coverage. And back then, it paid them like $6,500 for that car. So that was a good deal. They went back and bought another car from my uncle. It had the it might have had the 455 in it. Like new, yeah. Every once in a while, you can find a car that's in immaculate shape. I work for the government. That's right there, Rosanna. Trust me, I work for the government. Yeah. I'm from the government. I'm here to help. I took my dad to an auction one time, car auction. And he was looking for a truck. So we went to this car auction, and there was a City of Adrian pickup truck there. Had 68,000 miles on it. That was miles. That wasn't runtime. The only bad thing about city vehicles is they run a lot. They don't shut them off. It's not their gas they're wasting, so they don't shut them off. You get $450 for it. Half-ton Chevy pickup. I think it was a 1980, I believe. Had that, I think he had that truck for about 6 or 7 years. Kevin and I put a clutch in it for him one day. I was at work at the garage, or the garbage company. I pulled it in after everybody left. We had put a new clutch in it. Couldn't get the transmission, the engine to separate. It was seized in there. Ended up having to take the forklift and chain a chain to the transmission tail and pull it with a forklift in order to get it to come apart from the engine. And they keep the air on, you're right. Yeah. We put a new clutch and pressure plate in it. And he drove it for another couple of years until he got rid of it. All right, tie your shoes, you old schnock, go bun me, you. Hi, Tammy. One of the best cars I ever bought. A guy come in, we were at a restaurant one day and having coffee. Guy come in and says, you guys know how to put in a windshield? I said, yeah. Said, you put in a windshield for me? I said, sure. I said, how much? I said, you buy everything, $75. So, went and I had to take the old windshield out, clean it all up, put it in the packing, put the windshield in, the trim and everything. Made sure it didn't leak. About a week later, he comes into the restaurant and he says, hey, you want to buy that car? I said, why? What'd you do to it? Well, I put a new distributor in it and it doesn't want to run now. I said, it doesn't want to run? No. I said, how much? He said, $50. Now, mind you, it just put a brand new windshield in it and paid me $75 to do it. You better not have to defrost. Hey, that's right. So I took a distributor wrench with me. Me and my dad went down there. My dad looked at it, I looked at it, and I said, what do you think? He said, well, it's in nice shape. So we'll have to figure out what's going on with it. I said, here, sign that title and here's $50. He signed the title, handed it to me. I give him the $50. We pulled it out of the driveway, hooked a chain onto it, and we pulled it down the street and then around the corner. My dad stopped, I got out, took the distributor wrench, loosened up the distributor bolt, pulled the distributor out, set it 180 degrees, put her back down, tightened her up, hit the key, she fired right up and ran. I drove her home. The next couple of days or whatever, seen him at the restaurant. He said, I see you got it running. What was wrong with it? Oh, I said, oh man, it took forever. I didn't think I was ever going to get it figured out. Had to have a mechanic come look at it. And, so I didn't want to make him feel like a retard, but, even though he was. So. $127.50. There you go. Hey, back in the 80s and 90s, you could buy cars for good running cars for $400. Cars that you could drive for years. So now try it. You just can't seem to find them. the guy that does our mechanical work for us now, because I just can't do it. He broke his wrist the other day. He went in for surgery today. So Kathy's car needs brakes. I bought the brakes and the brake pads, and he was supposed to do it last week, and he didn't get to it. Then he broke his wrist Sunday. He was going to do it this week. So now I got to find somebody that can put brakes on for me. Yeah. When I was a kid, my oldest brother, bought a 1965 Ford Galaxy convertible with a 351 Cleveland in it, 4-speed on the floor. Bought it from shop class at Votech for $50. And away you went. Yeah. Huh. I honestly wish I had all the cars I had when I was a kid. Pontiac Tempest, GTO, Nova, Cutlass, Bonnevilles, Buick Skylark. I had a 55 Ford. And we had a GTO with a 396 in it. It had 427 heads on it, 12-to-1 high dome Hemis. It dynoed at 651 horsepower. That was a mean machine, man. Yeah. I see your girl's just having fun with you.
She was clawing over food that had pin marks.
Spread, now I want you.
6 pieces of steak.
Yeah.
So,
I gave her 2 pieces of raw, and she loved it, man. What are you doing to Nana? She said, "You want to play?" She loves you.
No. But that Marcus. No.
Pick her up. Come over. See what she does. There ain't no doubt that cat loves you. I said, "Cat," this morning. I said, "You love that cat, don't you?" She said, "Yeah, I do. Just a little bit." She said, "You can't go out there without me."
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I bet you did. Put a handkerchief over your mouth and nose and breathe in the stuff. By the way, Rosanna, I'm doing my live streams now at 9 o'clock in the morning, my time. So that would be 6 o'clock your time? Hell, I don't know. 5 o'clock your time? 6 o'clock? Huh. I told Kath I think I'm going to sell my van and look for a cheap 1-ton dump truck. I got them all over here for $1,500, $2,500, $3,000. That's right. Well, that's the thing. I'm not hauling nothing for nobody unless I get paid for it. So, yeah, it would have been. There was a guy down south of town. He made a living with a 1-ton dump truck. Every day, he charged $50 a load, plus what the load cost. And he would deliver gravel, dirt, sand, rocks, whatever they wanted for $50 a load. Depends on where, within a certain distance. And he would do 5-6 loads a day. And plus they had to pay for the material. Good money. And that was 20 years ago. So $50 a load 20 years ago was a lot of good money. So. I know I could rent it out for an apartment house. $1,000 a month, that's right. Put an outhouse out behind it with outdoor plumbing. Hook a trickle charger up to the battery, and that way they got lights. Central heat and air? Well, yeah. The central heat comes from the sun's up, and the air comes from when you roll down the windows. And yeah, they can watch me on YouTube. Home entertainment. The motor runs, yeah, it runs. Air conditioner's good and everything. Just the transmission. I need a new transmission. That was nice of him. Did he put in an elevator? So I'm on at 9, so it would be 6 o'clock your time. If you're up, come join me. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. Bottom of the totem pole. There. Did you put in one of them brass poles, just like they got at the fire department? You slide down. I seen you put out another video there, Tim. I haven't been able to watch it yet, but I seen you put one out. I got it saved. You're gonna have to make more now. Yeah. One of these sites that I'm looking at right now, they have 24 foot, 1 inch by 2 inch square channel thin wall. I'm almost half tempted to bid on it. and start making flagpoles again. You got a DeWalt weed whacker? I got a Ryobi. And what was it? Last year, I had an Aaron's weed whacker, gas powered. And my sister-in-law, she does lawns, and she seen that and she said, "What do you got a hat for?" I said, "Make me an offer." It runs good. It said $50. I said, "Sure." I mean, yeah. So she got it for 50, and her boyfriend at the time took it home because he was going to use it on his property, and then they broke up and she never got it back. You got a liquid weed whacker? Yeah. There you go. Four score and 7 years ago, our forefathers brought forth the nation. I just bought a nice Troy-Bilt. I believe it's a 22-inch push mower. It's not self-propelled, but it's a nice Troy-Bilt. And ready to go. There you go. I have a nice Craftsman out there that I bought at an auction a few months ago, but it needs a fuel line put on it, so I gotta get that done too. But I'm gonna take the Ryobi that we got. I bought a Ryobi, not a Ryobi, a Poulan. I bought a Poulan about 5 years ago. You get $20 for it. It looks good still. It still mows fantastic. So I think I'm gonna hit it with a power washer and put it out front for sale for $20 and get my $20 back. Huh. Well, you know what? I have them little tires, you know, and the ones you get at Harbor Freight and stuff, they keep falling off the rims. And this is what I did. I bought them tire plug kits. Well, then I bought some bead sealer. I took the bead sealer and I put it around both beads. And I pushed the one bead down, and then once I got that set, I took a strap and ratcheted the strap around it until I got the other one up close enough to the bead, aired it, and once I could get it, you know, to catch enough air, I got it to pop on and set. And they don't go flat no more. They don't come off the bead. Now the cutting torch I bought, 3 months ago, I guess it was, had 2 flat tires on it. I figured I was going to have to, you know, do something with that. And I actually went to look at them, and they had inner tubes in it. Pumped them right up, and they're still up today. I was just looking at it. They should be. All right, everybody. Getting about time for me to get out of here. These were beyond that? I bet they were. Y'all have a great night. God bless. Take care. Prayers and peace. And I will see you Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard if you're so inclined to join me. Have a great weekend, everybody, and take care.